A very good morning to all of you. Today we discuss the topic National Policy on Education 1986 Objectives, Silent Features and Recommendations. National Policy Education NP 1986 is considered one of the most comprehensive and progressive educational policies in India. It was introduced to revamp the education system and make it more responsive to the socio-economic needs of the nation. The policy emphasized universal access, equity, quality, improvement, modernization, and women's empowerment. It aimed to make education powerful tool for national development and social transformation and individual growth. NPE 1986, later modified in 1992, laid down the foundations for many educational reforms that continue to influence Indian education today. Objectives of NPE 1986. First, universal access and enrollment. The policy aimed to provide free and compulsory education to all the children up to 14 years of age. It stressed expanding schools in tribal, rural, hilly and backward regions. Next, universal retention and reduction of dropout rate. To minimize dropout rates, NPE emphasized improving school environment, teaching quality and learner support systems. Equality and social justice. The policy focused on providing equal educational opportunities to disadvantaged sections including SCs, STs, OBCs and minorities, women and children with disabilities. Empowerment to equality of education. Upgradation of teacher education, curriculum reforms, minimum learning levels and better infrastructure were introduced to raise the quality of learning. Next, modernization of the education system. Use of technology, satellite-based instruction, educational TV, computers, and distance learning were encouraged to enhance access and quality. Next, women's empowerment. A dedicated chapter on education for women equality targeted the removal of gender bias and encouraged girls' education. Next, vocationalization of education. The policy aimed to reduce pressure on higher education by providing vocational skills at the age of second stage or to promote employability. Strengthening national integration. Promotion of secularism, national identity, scientific temper and cultural heritage through curriculum reforms. Next, silent features of NP 1986. First, education for all. EFA. Strong commitment to universalization of elementary education UEE. Special schemes were launched to improve access and quality. Second, Operation Blackboard. Every primary school was to be equipped with the 2 teachers, essential teaching learning materials and basic infrastructure. Third, focus on disadvantaged group. Provisions were made for Navodaya Vidyalaya for rural talent, ashram schools for terrible children, non-formal education centers, scholarships and incentives for girls. Teacher education reform, establishment of DIETs, strengthening NCERT, SCERT, SIET and better pre-service and in-service teacher training. Curriculum reforms, introduction of national curriculum framework with a common core that included values such as national integration, environment protection, gender equality and scientific temper. Use of technology and education, encouragement of education, TV, computer literacy programs, EDUSAT and multimedia teaching resources. Vocational and technical education, diversification and vocationalization of secondary and higher secondary education, decentralized educational management, greater involvement of Panchayati Raj institutions, school complexes and local bodies in educational planning and monitoring. Next, major recommendation of NP 1986. Universalization of elementary education, free and compulsory education up to 14 years, strengthening primary schools and non-formal education centers, operational blackboard, essential infrastructure, 2 teachers, classroom materials and sport facilities in primary schools, establishment of diets for systematic teacher training, academic support and research in teacher district in each district. Navodaya Vidyalayas, residential schools for talented rural children to provide high quality education within modern facilities, education for women, special incentives, removal of gender bias for textbooks, and establishment of women's polytechnics and vocational institutions. Education for disabled children, integration of children with the special needs into schools with the resource with teachers and special aids. Technology enhanced learning, use of mass media, satellite communication, computers, and open universities to widen access to improve quality. Adult education and lifelong learning, adult illiteracy through functional literacy programs, strengthening higher education, improved quality through accreditation, autonomy, research support, and networking among institutions. Conclusion: the National Policy on Education 1986 was a step in transforming Indian education with its emphasis on equity, quality, access, technology, women's equality, and teacher education. It provided a comprehensive framework for educational development. Many initiatives introduced by this policy, such as Operation Blackboard, Diets, Navodaya Vidyalayas, and open and distance learning, continue to shape the educational landscape. The NP 1986 remains a cornerstone in India's journey towards an inclusive, modern, and learner-centered education system. Thank you. Have a good day.